Are you waiting on the illusion of perfection before you go live with your life?
People are still going to be feeling the economic and emotional effects of having their lives turned upside down.
Come in simple, childlike faith. I've met some of the greatest scientists in the world who are believers.
But just because you've given up doesn't mean that God has given up. God doesn't abort dreams.
Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. In this video I have gathered a lot of interesting speeches from different speakers that we all love. We will be covering a lot of topics so we can get the maximum value out of this and start our day right. We will take down together some notes for each speech and we will analyze them at the end of the video. So don't forget your notebook, your coffee, and let's get started.
I am not my issue. See, you've been going through what you've been going through so long, you think the issue is you. But you can stop it with a thought. I mean right now, the darkness that has overwhelmed you, you can stop it with a thought.
We've all had times where something didn't work out. We didn't get the promotion. The loan didn't go through, a relationship didn't make it. We did our best, we prayed, we believed, but the door didn't open. But God wouldn't have allowed the door to close if it was going to keep you from your destiny. We may not see how it could work out, but God hasn't run out of options. He's not at a loss at how to turn your situation around.
A couple of things kept me going. Most of it was messages that I had learned from my mother, but I learned something about faith. Faith comes from hearing, not from having heard. My mother was telling me those messages years ago, but during my homeless years, I would rehear them, and that's when it mattered. And I had such a grand dream and vision, I was willing to push through to see what the vision was going to be.
I know, like, most of the time you hear me preach, it's like, yo, don't make decisions by your feelings. Don't live by emotion, live by devotion. I believe all of that, but I want to be really careful that we understand feelings matter. I don't think God created you with all the if none of those emotions matter. I don't want to be led by my emotions, but I want to pay attention to my emotions. You see, I'm telling you right now, what happens is this, is that emotions turn an interaction into a connection.
It's going to be a message that I believe that will resonate with you as it did with me. And it's something that I want you to think about your goals and dreams. Think about the things that you've said that you want to do with your life. And I think that this conversation that I'm going to have with you now will help you to begin to move with a sense of urgency, become more purposeful in how you approach your life.
Faith is the title deed. It's the confirmation. It's the proof that I have what God says I can have, and it doesn't matter if I don't see it, if I can't feel it, I've got it. And really the truth is this right here is our title deed to every promise of God. It is written. Faith is a creative force.
Discipline is the bridge between thought and accomplishment, the bridge between inspiration and value achievement, the bridge between necessity and productivity. Remember, all good things are upstream. The passing of time takes us adrifting, and drifting only brings us the negative, the disastrous, the disappointment, and the failure. Failure is not a cataclysmic event. It is not generally the result of one major incident, but rather a long list of accumulated little failings.
several years I gave myself a way out.
When you were 300 pounds?
When I was 300 pounds, when I was, all the way up until I was 24 years old. I would climb a mountain, I'd fall back down. I start climbing, I fall back down for the first 24 years of my life. I went to my first Hell Week, my second Hell Week, and then my third Hell Week came in SEAL training, and the CEO, Captain Bowen, looked at me. I'm on crutches, I'm all jacked up. He says, hey, this is your last time you're gonna go through buds. This is it.
The other thing that affects your decisions would be what I would call your story or your blueprint. We all have kind of a story about how our life is supposed to be. It comes from a set of life experiences, interpretations. Some people think life is all about getting theirs. Some people think life is about growing and contributing. Some people think life is about making judgments. Some people think life is about saving other people's lives. Some people think life is about being successful. Some people think God is the basis of everything.
I came here to remind you that when people laugh at your visions and ideas, it's only because they don't have their own visions and ideas around what they're supposed to do with their life or their careers. People that don't have any dreams for themselves, they tend to be dream killers. People that don't have their own visions, they become vision killers. They want nothing more than to talk you out of your own visions.
First of all, before the war, the military sent me to college. So I had to go to college. And as I said before, I was super focused when I went to college. I've been in the SEAL teams for 10 years. I was a go-getter. I was a hard charger. I was like, oh, you want me to read this book? Boom, I would sit down and just force myself to read it. And then got back to the SEAL teams. And like when I went to college, I literally read every single thing that I was assigned.
I didn't grow up with the sense that where we were was where we were going to be. You know, we grew up with the sense that where we were almost didn't matter because we were becoming something greater.
I don't want to be an icon. I want to be an idea. You know, I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent magic, right?
There's no difference between determining the hierarchy of your rights and determining how to live together successfully. It is exactly the same problem. One's only articulated in a legal form. And the problem of how we should live together in the most productive possible manner, everything considered, is as old as mankind itself. In fact, I would say far older than that, because the same problem bedevils social animals way down the phylogenetic chain.
I know you feel isolated. I know you feel fatigued mentally because of all the uncertainty and how long this pandemic's going on and how it's impacting your life.
Welcome back everyone, I hope you liked the video. Honestly, listening to this kind of content pushes me to think about my current state and whether I'm on the right path or not. This is a good reminder of what we're doing and whether if we're still following our dreams and keep pushing forward or not. And it's always a good way to start and finish my day by listening to these speeches. So the best takeaway for me during this video is from Jim Brown, which says, keep an eye on small failures because they can turn into disaster. And indeed, it's all about details. If we neglect the small details, small failures, they will accumulate and turn into something big that is hard to handle. So why don't we just take care of these tiny things before the disaster happens? And it's up to us to take this decision and start to make it into reality. So this is all for me for this video. I hope you like it. Please share your best takeaway for this video in the comment section below and see you in the next one. Peace.